Hello guys, it's Healthy Spartan here. I'm coming at you today with another video. What this video is going to be about is your metabolic rate, specifically your basal metabolic rate. What that means is it's the calories your body needs to survive on a day-to-day basis. Essentially how many calories your body burns if you were doing absolutely nothing all day but laying in bed. So let's go ahead and find out how to find it, calculate it, and what you can do with the information. So I'm just going to type in BMR for short, and you get Bmr Calculator. So go ahead, click the link. I've already filled out the information here. These are my stats. And as you can see, I've already pressed the calculate button because you see my BMR right here at 2,107. However, what you have to do is just type in your height, weight, age, and whether you're male or female. Just press that button and it works. So once you get to that point, you go to your daily caloric needs. So here's where your BMR is different from your actual caloric needs. So if you were sedentary, little to no exercise, just did normal walking, whatever, did your chores essentially, this is where you would be. So your calculation would be like, BMR times 1.2 because that's all you would need. You're not doing that much. So lightly active, definition of that would be like, light exercise sports 1 to 3 days a week could be, some light jogging, maybe 30 minutes exercise here and there. And that's when you'd multiply your BMR by 1.375. Now, moderately active is, I think, the beginning of when you're really starting to get into the gym, a consistent 3 to 5 days, something that gets you breathing, something that gets you pumping. And that's when you multiply the BMR by 1.55. Very active, hard sports, 6-7 days a week. I imagine that like you're playing soccer every single day, and then very active, which would be hard sports and physical jobs, or training twice a day, which would be insanity. That sounds like a pun, huh? But anyway, so yeah, times 1.9. So I feel like a lot of people who work out are either in the moderately active range to the very active range. So me personally, when calculating mine, I put myself in the moderately active because the workout program I'm doing now, which I will talk about later, is 3 times a week. But it's pretty intense. So I'd say it's more than moderate, but we're just going to go ahead and leave it at that because you know what? I don't want to go and overshoot my calories. I'm trying to cut anyway. So there you guys go. This is how you figure out your BMR. By the way, my total caloric value is probably around 3,000 if you just do a little math here and there. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching me. Like and subscribe. Hello, guys. It's Healthy Spartan here. I'm going to show you how to figure out how fast your metabolism should be. Now, this is going to be an estimate, and granted, it varies, obviously, person to person. This is going to be a very good place to start, and I will tell you and teach you how to tweak it from there. Hello, guys. Healthy Spartan here. I'm going to show you an estimate on how fast your metabolism should be. Now, obviously, this still varies person to person, but I'll also teach you how to tweak it, how to figure it out, and whether or not you want to bulk or cut. So, we're just going to Google Bmr Calculator. So you're just going to click the first link, the second link, the third link, doesn't matter. Obviously, there's multiple different equations, but we're not really going to get into that. We're all going to give you a nice, educated guess. So, as you can see here, I've already put in my stats in this thing. But this BMR calculator for basal metabolic rate. So we're going to go ahead and calculate my BMR. Up here, it's telling me I have a BMR of about 2,100. Right? And then we can go ahead and calculate your daily caloric needs by go ahead and clicking on this link right over here. So we're going to go ahead and click on this. So it's up to you to decide, what level of activity you're really doing, and it really helps to not lie to yourself and honestly look at it and say, okay, well, this is how active I really am. So sedentary, obviously, you don't really do anything outside of your normal day-to-day activities. So when you have your day-to-day activities, you're just gonna multiply it by 1.2. If you're lightly active, might do sports here and there 1 to 3 times a week, but not super active, not regularly exercising, give yourself the 1.375. Moderately active, like it says, 3 to 5 days a week, moderate exercise. I think this is where most gym goers fall into. You're going to fall into the moderately active range. You're going to calculate your BMR by 1.55. That's going to give you a nice number. Now, very active, I feel like hard exercise or sports 6 to 7 days a week. These are most athletes. These are like, to me, most college athletes. This is what you're going to see. This is where you're going to be at. Constantly training, always doing something. And that's when you're going to get the BMR times 1.725. And then you have the extra active. I honestly don't know anyone like this. Very hard sports and exercise. And then that's like being a college football player and having a construction job. Like, I don't think that really happens, but that's an example. You can go ahead and multiply it nearly by 2. So for me personally, at 1.55, I'm at a little bit over 3,000 for my total caloric needs. And I realized I didn't go into this earlier, but BMR is your basal metabolic rate, so that's what you would burn, that's what your body burns just to stay alive. Well, nice educating you guys. Healthy Spartan is out. Alright guys, it's Healthy Spartan here. I'm going to show you guys how to find an estimate on what your metabolism is. And granted, this isn't going to be perfect. This is a really educated guess. And obviously it still varies person to person, but I'm also going to teach you how to tweak it to your own personal body. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and type in Bmr Calculator. So your BMR is your basal metabolic rate. It's the energy your body uses just to stay alive. So we're going to go ahead and click on the link. And I've already done this before. So it tells me, I have a BMR of 2100. I put in my height, my weight, my age, whatever. But if I didn't do it already, this is all you have to do. I'll show you. So we're just going to go ahead, erase all this, and re-input it. That's just to show you, just to make sure. It's not difficult. So we're going to go ahead and say 5. Oh, let me turn on the numlock. 207, and then we're going to go 22. So we're going to go male, obviously. Well, for me at least. Calculate BMR is going to give you this number. So once you know the BMR, you can go ahead and calculate your daily caloric needs depending on where you are on this list. So if you're sedentary, that means you're just your average person. You don't work out. You don't really do anything. You don't have an active job. You're going to multiply your BMR by 1.2 because guess what? You're still walking. You're still talking. You're still doing everyday activities. So lightly active, I feel, is defined as, light sports and exercise like it says. So maybe you could be playing, a sport for a little bit every so often. A little game of soccer, not a long, intense game, just a light game of soccer. Maybe some swimming here and there. But you're pretty consistent with it week to week. This is where you're going to want to be. So again, you're going to multiply your BMR by 1.375. So moderately active is where I feel most lifters are. Most people lift 3 to 5 times a week. And you multiply your BMR by 1.55. It's pretty simple stuff. Most lifters to me aren't really above this. If you are very active, and that means basically you work out like a college athlete. That's hard exercise sports 6-7 times a week. Very few lifters I feel like are at this point. Some are, but I feel like it's a safe bet to put yourself in a moderately active position. So you're going to want to multiply your caloric needs by 1.725. And extra active, which would be like college athlete plus you worked in construction or something on the side, then yes, this is where you're going to be. You're going to have a BMR of 1.9. So let's go ahead and do this. So to get into further detail, if you're cutting, you might want to take your what this is giving you and slash it by 500. See how you're doing. Weigh yourself every day just to see if you see a downward trend of weight loss. Go for 1 pound a week. If you want more, cut 1,000 out. Try to go for 2 pounds a week. Same thing if you're bulking. If you see this number, add 500 for a pound a week. If you don't want to bulk that fast, add 250. Because frankly, you're not going to build that much mass that fast anyway. You're going to build a lot of fat and you're going to have the muscle. If you want the fat swole up, that's on you. So yeah, guys. Healthy Spartan here. Good luck. I'm out. Like, subscribe. Peace.